Good morning to one and all. Myself Venkatesh, Department of CSC. Now in this video we are going to discuss about code generation. So what is a code generator and what are the various issues in designing a code generator? See, as all of you know that we have totally 6 phases of compiler. So all those 6 phases has divided into 2 parts. That is analysis part and the synthesis part. Analysis part we can call it as a front end, whereas synthesis part we can call it as a back end. If you take the analysis part, we have totally 4 phases. That is lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, and intermediate code generation. Whereas if you take synthesis part, we have code optimizer and code generator. See, of course, code optimizer is the optional phase. See, here what will happen is the code generator is the final phase of a compiler. First, front end translate source program into intermediate code, then the code optimizer phase is an optional phase. A major function of code optimizer is optimizing the intermediate code. It means it can reduce number of statements in the intermediate code, or it can replace complex operations by simple one. For example, multiplication can be replaced with addition, etc. So this type of optimization can be done in code optimizer. The output of the code optimizer is also a intermediate code. So for the code generation phase, input is intermediate code and output is target program. All the phases are connected with symbol table. If you see this diagram, we have code input to the code optimizer is intermediate code and output to the code optimizer is also intermediate code. Code generator takes intermediate code as input and it gives target program as output. See, front end part, code optimizer, code generator, all these parts connected with the symbol table. Whereas coming to the issues in designing of a code generator, the most important criterion for a code generator is that it produces correct code. Correctness takes on special significance because of the number of special cases that a code generator might face. When we design the code generator, all these are the various issues we are going to consider. See, first one is input to the code generator. Next one is target program. Next one is instruction selection. Next one is register allocation. Next one is choice of evolution. If you take first one is input to code generator. See, whereas coming to the input to the code generator, as we know, input to the code generator is intermediate code. So the intermediate code may be a linear representation or 3 address representation or graphical representation. See here, first one is linear representation. See, if you take the linear representation, in this linear representation means such as postfix notation. For example, A, B star. Here, operator comes after operand. That is, postfix for A star B is a linear expression. Whereas coming to 3 address representation such as quadruple, triple, indirect triple. See, quadruple means it is a structure, it has 4 fields such as operator, argument 1, argument 2, result field. If we take triple, it has 3 fields: operator, argument 1, argument 2. At the same time, indirect triple means it is also same as a triple, but it has pointer to the triple structure. Whereas third one is graphical representation. Graphical representation such as syntax tree and DAG, directed acyclic graph. If we take the example, see here, one expression is there, A star B plus A star B. See, if we construct the syntax tree for A star B, here this A star B. See, if we construct the syntax tree, star A and B. Then for this expression A star B, then star is the root, A and B. See here, A is the left, B is the right. Here all of you know that in the syntax tree, interior node is operator and leaf nodes are operands. Then here plus is the root node, then star, this star will become, this is the left subtree, this is the right subtree. So this is the syntax tree for the given expression. See, whereas coming to DAG, that is direct acyclic graph, here common sub-expressions will be eliminated. See, if you construct the DAG for the above expression, see, first we are going to construct the DAG means for A star B, here star will come, then A is the left, B is the right. Then A star B, for A star B, right side A star B, we have calculated A star B, so again no need to calculate it. That is, then A star B evaluated but already constructed, so no need to construct again. Now we have to execute this plus operation. So plus will become the root, then star will become the left subtree, again the star will become the right subtree. See here, for A star B we have constructed star A left and B right. For this A star B no need to construct, that means this is the common sub expression, so no need to evaluate this one. So then finally we have to execute this plus, so plus will become the root node, here star, then left to, then right child. See, next one is target program. See, whereas target program, it is the output of the code generator. The target program may be, or output of code generator may be of three kinds. First one is absolute machine code, relocatable machine language. Next, third one is assembly language. See, absolute machine language. If the code generator produce absolute machine language means it can be placed in fixed location in memory and can be immediately executed, so that no need to change any address. Generally, if the program is too small, we use this type of absolute machine language. Whereas coming to relocatable machine language, it means we can store or load our program anywhere in the memory and it can be executed. It is actually an object code. Here the subprograms compiled separately and all the subprograms relocatable object files, library files must be linked together using linker, and that should be loaded into proper location in memory by using loader. So in this relocatable machine language, linker and loader are also necessary. Whereas next one is assembly language. It means it produces mnemonic instructions like move a comma or not, add a b comma or not. This type of mnemonic instructions are constructed. We can call it as a assembly level language code. Whereas in this one we use assembly language as a target program, then the code generation phase is easier, because in absolute and relocatable machine language zeros and ones must be constructed, but here in assembly we have only mnemonic instructions. So code generation phase is easier when we construct assembly language, but here assembler is necessary to convert assembly level language to machine level. Even though assembler is need, this is the easier method for code generation phase. Next one, third one is instruction selection. See, if you take one example, it is also plays an important role in the efficiency of code generator. See here, for example, consider 3 address code statement, that is A equal to B plus C. Then the code sequence for this 3 address code is first move B into one register R0, that is move B comma R0. Then C must be added to R0, that is add C comma R0, that is contents of C add to R0 and the result store in R0 only. Now the result should be moved into A, that is move R0 comma A. This type of statement by statement code sequence for 3 address code sometimes produce redundant code also be generated. If you see the second example here, the 3 address code is x equal to y plus z, w equal to x plus s. See, first we need to move y into register R0, that is move y comma R0. Then z must be added to contents of R0, that is add z comma R0. Then result R0 is moved to x, that is move R0 comma x. Then in second statement x must be moved to R0, that is move x comma R0. Then add s to the result, that is add s comma R0. Then finally that result should be moved to w, that is move R0 comma w. Here if we see this instruction, the statement fourth statement is redundant because here in third statement the content of R0 is x. Again we are moving same x into R0. So fourth statement is redundant. Not necessary. Directly after moving R0 to x, then add s to R0. Next we take one more example, that is x equal to x plus 1. So if you write this one sequence, move x comma R0, then add hash because it is immediate addressing mode, hash 1 comma R0, then move R0 comma x. Instead of these 3 statements, if our machine has inc increment means, then we use incs increment x, so that number of instructions are reduced. So instruction selection is an important criteria in code generation. Whereas next one is, fourth one is register allocation. See, the register allocation issue considered as 2 subproblems. First one is register allocation, second one is register assignment. See, register allocation means set of variables that reside in register. It means what are all the variables stored in the register that should be found in this one. Whereas register assignment means we have to select a specific register for the particular variable, that is opposite to the register allocation. We have to choose the particular register in which the variables should be stored. If you see one example here, see here 3 address code is t equal to x plus y, t equal to t star z, t equal to t by w. Generally, if you generate the target code here, what will happen? Move x comma or not, add y comma or not, again multiply z comma or not, again division of w comma or not, then moving the result to x finally. Here we did not use register for the temporary variable t. We did not allocate register for t. Here allocate registers only y, z, w. That means only one register R is used to perform all operations. Whereas so here register allocation is also an important issue. Whereas last one is choice of evolution order. The choice of evolution order also affect the efficiency of target code, because some computation order will require only fewer registers to perform the computation, but some other computation order may need more number of registers. So we need to choose the proper evolution order, then only we can reduce the number of registers used by the computation. All these issues should keep in mind while designing a code generation. Thank you very much.